You are listening to Radio Long Island City, recorded at our studios near Hell Gate, 9 kilometers north of the Harbor Hill Moraine. And now, the Observatory. The Observatory, Wednesday the 6th of May, 2026. It is 47 days after the spring equinox. It is 46 days before the summer solstice. In today's episode, Community Gardens, the Works Progress Administration, May 68 in Paris, Sigmund Freud, and Sculpting with Light. The sun rises today at 5:48 a.m. Solar noon takes place today at 12:52 p.m. The sun sets today at 7:57 p.m., civil twilight ends at 8:28 p.m., and nautical twilight ends at 9:05 p.m. The length of daytime today is 2 minutes, 12 seconds longer than yesterday. The moon is in its waning gibbous phase and is 79% full at midday. The moon rises today at 12:08 a.m., and then it sets at 8:51 a.m. These are the predicted tides today for Horn's Hook. In the wee hours, high tide 1:46 a.m., 1 meter 52. In the morning, low tide 8:03 a.m., 9 centimeters. In the afternoon, high tide 2:20 p.m., 1 meter 34. In the evening, low tide 8:15 p.m., 30 centimeters. In our shared realm of plants and animals, at the Two Coves Community Garden, the kale, which overwintered in many of the plots, is going to seed. The central stalks have grown long and tall, and sprays of yellow flowers extend upwards. In the last week, gardeners have been out in abundance at the old folks' home on 30th Drive. They have a large outdoor garden with big raised box planters, high enough so no stooping is involved, and the residents, most of whom are East Asian, are enthusiastic planters. Bok choy and other savory greens are a favorite there. One gardener has put up thin poles with small aluminum foil flags all around their planting box. It must be to discourage pests, but we don't know what kind. Commemorations. We note that today is the anniversary of the 1882 Chinese Exclusion Act. It prohibited all immigration by Chinese laborers. It was in force until 1943. A stain on our history, but sadly, the demonization of immigrants based on race remains a potent force in our society. For shame. On this day in 1935, President Franklin D. Roosevelt created the Works Progress Administration. It provided jobs for workers during the Depression, building highways, schools, hospitals, airports, and playgrounds. It also had a cultural component, employing actors, writers, and visual artists. Murals were painted in government buildings, especially post offices, and under the agency, the Federal Writers Project employed writers to record American life, collecting thousands of oral histories, folklore, and slave narratives. Remember with gratitude the WPA. On this day in 1968, the police violently put down student protests in Paris's Latin Quarter. May 68 was an uprising in France against the old order, with demands for personal liberty and sexual freedom. Unlike similar movements in the United States, this one crossed class lines, and working-class union members all over France joined the protests, adding demands for workers. The student posters made at the time are clever and evocative. Here are some of the slogans. It is forbidden to forbid. To be realistic, demand the impossible. The boss needs you, you don't need him. Unbutton your brain as often as your fly. The barricade blocks the street, but opens the way. And one of our favorites, beneath the paving stones, the beach. Today we remember Sigmund Freud, born this day in 1856 in what was then the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Despite his many flaws, he completely changed the way we think of ourselves and the operation of our psyches. He once said, "Unexpressed emotions will never die. They are buried alive and will come forth later in uglier ways." And sadly, there is no evidence he ever said, "Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar." Today we wish a happy birthday to James Turrell, born this day in 1943. He is an artist who sculpts with light. MoMA PS1 in Long Island City has one of his installations. Entitled Meeting, it was commissioned by Alana Heiss, the founder of PS1, and was realized in 1986. It consists of a room lined with built-in benches. In the roof there is a rectangular aperture through which one can see the sky. Lights bathe the walls in changing colors, contrasting with the changing tones of the sky through the day. It is beautiful and uncanny. Happy birthday, James Turrell. Finally, today is International No Diet Day. Conceived by Mary Evans Young in 1992, it is a day to promote healthy, non-restrictive eating habits and acceptance of body types in all their diversity. And it warns about dieting culture and the ways our attitudes toward food can become skewed and out of balance, as well as the danger of developing eating disorders. So if you'd like a sugary soda today, go ahead, indulge. Or if a kale smoothie strikes your fancy, have one, but only if you really want it, not because you're doing it out of duty. Happy International No Diet Day. And that is the Observatory, Wednesday the 6th of May, 2026.